Let's call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock.
All right.
All right.
So-
700. That's pretty good, Rick.
Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, General Law, Chapter 30A, subsection 18, and the Governor's March 15th, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place, the meeting of the Hubbardston Conservation Commission will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public and or parties with a right and or requirement to attend this meeting can be found at www.hubbardstonma.us. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so despite best efforts, we will post on the town's website an audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of the proceedings as soon as possible. Whew.
Well done.
It's going to be to memory by the time this is over.
Well, all right, so first item of business is notice of public hearing. And I will say, I'd like to entertain a motion to open the public hearing for notice of intent this evening.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have to say our names
Tom.
before
You
you.
have to say your name.
This is Kayla Larson Dubois.
Right.
Aye.
Rich Clapham.
Okay.
Tom, you're on mute.
All right. The Hubbardston Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act for a notice of intent filed by Trowbridge Engineering on behalf of Joshua Adams and Kelsey Patricia for a new build single-family home at 106 Old Princeton Road, Hubbardston, Mass. So Chris Mossman's here representing the applicants. Chris, what would you like to say about this matter?
So Mallory, can you bring the site plan or the septic system design up on your computer and share it?
For some reason, I'm not able to do that. I did forward a copy to everyone's emails,
Okay,
but my Chromebook doesn't allow for me to do the sharing.
okay. Wonder if I can do it. Can you make me the host and maybe I can put it up?
If I can do that, let's see.
Let me see if I can't get that.
Make host. All right, give it a shot.
Let me see if I can't get that.
Chris, this is Jassy. You should be able to share your screen by looking on the bottom. There's a green icon that says share screen.
Yes, I do understand that. I gotta try and pull up the site plan. So then I can share it. Whoops, sorry. Trying to get rid of something. Bear with me here a little bit. Let's see. Can you guys see that?
No.
All right, let me try. All right. Well, maybe I'm not going to be able to do this either. Should have had my wife go over here to show me how to do all this.
If you want to make me the host, I can try to pull it up.
Okay.
That would be wonderful.
Chris, I think you're gonna have to do that now by right-clicking on Kayla and making her a host.
Right.
Musical chairs of Concom.
There's, there we go. So I think I've, let me see. Okay.
Here we go.
Perfect.
Seen this?
Hey,
Here it is.
Okay.
My golly.
So if everybody can see that, I guess I'll explain a little bit that this is an old existing lot, 106 Old Princeton Road. The lot is, was somewhat wooded. They've actually been in there and cut a few trees carefully around what was an old foundation that was constructed back in the 1970s or so when another house, a house was going to be built here. They actually put a well in as well. And that's as far as they got. Over the last almost 40 years, the foundation has sort of gotten pushed over and buckled. There are trees growing out of it. The well, I dropped a couple stones down and I couldn't hear any water. The Kelsey Patrica and Josh Adams have bought this lot. They're a young couple and want to build a house on it. I started the project after looking at it, seeing that there were some wetlands on the site. So I had Marianne DePinto come out and flag the wetlands for me. She had two series. One that's kind of in the upper left-hand side of the screen. Starts over with one. I don't know if, yep, up over here. And then it continues back away from the road and curls around to the right as you go back. And it sort of disappears. It's sort of an isolated wetlands. There's an area down as the slope continues down. There were no longer any wetlands plants or any real moisture because we did, take a look at it at a wetter time. Then there is another wetlands to the rear of it, down where the cursor is presently, and that does seem to be a bordering wetlands that continues on, down to the southeast. So that left me with a buffer zone. I don't know if you can show that. It kind of runs. Yep, you're getting close. Come down right there, and then it kind of runs up along the edge of the septic system and then curls back out again. Yeah, let's come down a little bit. Come down a little bit more, a little more towards the septic system, to the leaching area, a little more to your right now. Right there. There's a corner. That's the line right there. And then that's right there. And then it curls around and then whoops, nope, come back down. And then it kind of cuts through the garage, the proposed garage. See the garages on the proposed garage right there, that line. Okay, so that's the area that you've just defined there. So the work out of the 100-foot buffer zone area and the septic system and the rest of the work is in the buffer zone. That includes the grading for the septic system, the majority of the house, and the driveway and the well. And so to mitigate impacts from construction for these activities, I have some proposed silt fence, one that goes around, excuse me, goes around the wetlands that's up close to the road. Yep, a little higher up. There we go. Yep. Yep, the silt fence runs right. Kind of starts by the edge of the driveway. I can get you to move the cursor up towards the driveway a little bit. Yep, right along there. And then over there. And then, exactly. And then I've got another line of silt fence. So if you move the cursor down and to the left, yep, runs right along there. And then curls back up and around. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. I will tell you that I have heard that we got an approval from the Board of Health for the system. And I also got a letter from the DCR indicating that we are an unaffected parcel. And so we have an exemption from the watershed protection regulations. And if you guys have any questions, I'd be glad to try and field them.
All right, does the board have any questions or concerns?
No.
Just a quick one. Hi, Chris. How you doing?
Good.
So you're proposing 2 rows of silt fence basically to stop any water movement and any sediment movement coming into where the work is and going out, correct?
That is correct. Yep. Although we did get a DEP file number, and one of the comments they said was they would like me to connect those 2 lines of silt fence, which would be an easy thing to do. I mean, I guess I didn't kind of
Okay.
see the need, but they were talking about putting something in there for kind of a visual limit of work. So I could either revise that on the plan, or which would be easy to do, or if whoever comes out to make an inspection could see that was all done.
I did forward the email from DEP
Well,
to all of you. I got it this afternoon, so.
Okay, I did get to read that email. Is there any way that you could put in maybe just a row of stakes and caution tape around them rather than doing the silt fence? If it's not going to, obviously, the areas where you're gonna have a chance of some erosion, definitely silt fence and hay bales.
Yep.
But it sounds like there's an area where it's more just so people don't go back there.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose we could do that. I mean, I wasn't proposing any hay bales. I was just proposing silt fence. I mean, if anything, I think the hay bales are kind of difficult and expensive nowadays, and they're not really easy to take up afterwards. I think it's definitely in the front. The slopes are so shallow, the silt fence there would be fine. I mean, maybe a double row of it directly below the 3-to-1 slope below the septic system might be appropriate in that one spot.
Okay, that satisfies my concerns.
Is there a lot of construction or a lot of grading to be done up to the septic system or around the septic system? Do you have to cut a lot of grade there?
Say that one more time, Rick.
Do you have to cut the grade a lot to put the leach field in?
No, actually, it's just the opposite. I have to fill. So these proposed contours, the ones that have the little ovals on them with the numbers, those indicate that when you can see the 100-foot contour is being brought out between the upper trench, lower trench, and then coming back on the other side. So, you know, it's a typical septic system that we have in Central Mass here, where the water table is a little bit high, and so the system is above, you know, the existing grade. So we have to fill in here to, you know, to make the groundwater offset.
All right, so there's quite a bit of fill going in there then.
I mean, I wouldn't say quite a bit, but it's, you know, there is fill. There's definitely fill being brought in. I'd say it's about average for a, you know, for a single family house lot in these parts nowadays.
Okay.
Unless you're in a nice sand
If
pit.
anything, right, it looks like a smaller septic in comparison to most. And you've kept everything tight to the foundation, away from the wetlands as best you could.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the way that the buffer zone worked out. I mean, I got things flagged, you know, ahead of time, and then paced around quite a bit to see what window was available for me to do soil testing, and then came back, you know, with an excavator to dig the test holes after the wetlands were flagged, because it seemed so tight that I really didn't want to try and do it the other way around, do the soil testing and then get the wetlands flags and find out I had an issue.
Any other questions from the board?
Not for me.
All right, any public comment? If there's no more information, I entertain a motion to close the hearing.
I'll make a motion. Kayla.
I'll second that, Tom.
All in favor? Aye.
Rich Clapham in favor.
Tom Larson in favor.
Kayla Larson in favor.
All right, very good. So as far as establishing order conditions, we would just suggest or say that the plan would be followed as far as silt fence. Anything else you want to say?
I'd suggest that maybe if there was a concern, because I want to just use silt fence, that we could put a double row of silt fence just below the 3-to-1 slope of the septic system. If that, if that sounds good to you guys. I mean, we can leave it alone too.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds reasonable. I don't think you have, one of the sites that we looked at on Route 68 was, they had a lot more water running into the site. I don't think there's a lot of water running off the road into the site as an example. So should be all right. It probably will be fine that way. All right, so do we have enough to write up the order conditions?
I think so.
Mallory?
Mallory, I can email you a couple of things that you could add to the file. I do have the certificates of mailing that went out to the abutters. I can send you a PDF of that. I also did get a tear sheet from the Garden News, so I can send you that.
Awesome.
And last thing, I think the DEP had asked for, our method of determining the wetlands. And I did get kind of a brief email report from Mary Ann DePinto that I could have you add to the file as well.
Perfect.
All right, thank you, Chris. All right, I may make a motion to approve the order conditions as we've just put together and vote to approve the project.
I'll second that.
All right, all in favor?
Rich Clapham in favor.
Kayla Larson
Tom Larson in
Mhm.
Rick Green in favor. All right, thank you. I guess that's good for us, Chris.
Good, okay, well, thanks. You guys have a great evening.
Okay, good.
All right, good enough. Thanks for stopping by.
I know.
All right, the second order of business is to review and approve the minutes from last April 7th.
My name's spelt wrong.
Oh no. Okay, I can fix that. I will get that fixed.
And Ragged Hills spelled wrong
Is it?
as
Okay.
well. All right, and make a motion, we accept the minutes as written with those two corrections.
I'll second that.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Rich Clapham in favor.
Kayla Larson
Tom Larson in favor.
Rick Green in favor. All right, the new business for tonight is final vote on the Malone Road conservation restriction. Which I understand has been signed off by the selectmen already.
Hey,
So do we have anything? Hi, Jesse.
Hi there.
Do we have anything to discuss, or do you want to summarize what's happening currently, Jesse?
No, there's nothing that's changed since you saw it the last time.
I see. All right. So if nothing else has changed, I entertain a motion to accept and sign the Lone Road Conservation Restriction tonight.
I'll second that.
I'll make that move.
All in favor?
Rich Clapham in favor.
Rick Green in
Bill
favor?
Tom Larson, in favor.
All right.
So that
That's
has
fine.
to be signed in-house. So I don't know if you're just gonna coordinate sometime that you're with me, or you're around town, you can swing in and sign it. I've been trying to do as many office hours as possible, but I have 4 kids at home, so can't always be there. But if you just want to shoot me an email when you're around, I can make it work.
Yeah, because it does have to be signed and notarized.
Right.
There's only one page. Are you a notary, Mallory?
I'm not, but I can coordinate with Lori to come in with me, so.
Oh, okay. So whenever anyone signs it, it should be in front of the notary, and then
Absolutely.
one notary for all the signatures, so they're all on the same page.
Perfect.
And then if you let me know when that page is ready for pickup, I'll arrange with you to come and pick it up.
Okay.
And the other thing I would like to note, because this has happened before, the signature page has to be single-sided.
Okay.
So all I need to pick up from you is the signature page. But when you print it out, don't print it double-sided, because the registry needs it on a single-sided copy.
Okay. Single-sided copy. All right.
So how many people have to sign? We all do, right?
Yes.
Do we
500.
want to say, Mallory, that you're available certain times, and we'll try to arrange to get down there?
Sure.
Tell us what's good for you.
Okay, so I'm going to be there all day tomorrow. I don't know what my week is going to look like next week, but I can figure that out tomorrow and just shoot everyone an email as to when, and Lori will be there too, so I can arrange with her to make sure that our schedules can coincide with each other. Bobby is a notary as well, and she's usually there during business hours.
Okay, so tomorrow we can do something.
Yeah, I'll be there all, yeah.
Between what hours?
I'm going to get there for 8:30, and then I plan on being there till at least 3.
All right. And then whoever hasn't stopped tomorrow, we can follow up with other schedule events in Mallory's world.
Just bang really loud on the door. One of us will hear you.
Which,
I'll try,
What was that?
I'll try and get in there, but I'm gonna be working on Leominster tomorrow, but if we're back early enough, then I'll swing in.
which
All
building
right.
are you in?
Next.
Library basement?
Yes, sorry, I just lost connection. I'm in the library basement, the door right across from where we usually meet, where the planning board used to be.
All right. Next order of business is to discuss or bring up the subject of a site walk on 69 Garden Road, Royalston Farms.
Yeah, I
Good
thought we were gonna get an application for that one before the meeting, but Damon Schmidt, who is the owner of Royalston Farms, has not gotten back with an application. So he is looking to put in a fence for, I don't know if it's, I think it's a grow operation for marijuana. So we haven't got anything back from him yet. So he emailed
guys.
just asking how to go about it, so I sent him the form.
So we have no action at this time.
No action at this time. I put it on in case, just in case.
Next one is site walk at 78 Mount Jeff. I believe that's the one that Tony went to look at, Mallory.
Yep. I never got a report back
Did
from
he
him.
give you any
No.
report? No. All right. He did report to me verbally that went up and talked to the guy. The guy was handing in a ditch to drain and ran into the neighbor's property. So he said he would stop handing in the ditch. And everyone seemed to be at peace up there. So
Perfect.
that's all I know. I mean, that's what we know about it. There wasn't any machines involved or anything. But I think the complaint has been taken care of with regard to Tony's visit and discussion with those guys. So,
So no actions needed on our part?
no, at this point, it's gone. Problem's gone away.
Perfect.
The next one is a facility request horse trail ride at Mount Jeff Willow Road, and that event's been canceled apparently.
They canceled it because of COVID concerns, so we don't have that facilities request anymore.
All right, the next one is complaint about someone complained about a fence being put up to keep the geese out of somebody's property on one of the Bent Pond condominiums. And don't know much about it. I haven't gone down to see it. You know. I guess my thought is just from the high level view, I don't think there's any problem with putting a temporary fence up to keep your dogs in the yard or keep geese out of the yard. And, you know, that's all I know. I don't know if we want to do a site visit. I suppose we should do a site visit. And talk to the complaint person. I don't know what we'll say, but good job for Tony.
Does he check the new email address? Do you know?
See what?
The new email address, is he on it quite frequently, or does he check it, or?
Well, he said he does. The other one was giving him trouble, so he get
Okay.
off whatever it was. But now
Okay.
he does check it. But you know,
Sure. So I'll forward the email to him and see if he wants to get out there and take a look.
right. We would. That's something we would fund. He would fund him a site visit from our mail cash, right?
Yep.
Even though that's fine. So
Perfect.
he could talk to a lady. He could call me if he wants to ask any questions. But I don't know much more about it except for what I read. It's pretty
Okay.
self-explanatory. All right, that'll be good.
All right.
The last item is Pinecrest Beach request. I don't know what that is.
I really don't I forwarded a copy of an email I got from Pinecrest beach requests. They're looking for a variance to some testing apparently that they get every year from the Concom, they said. And I went back through the old files. I couldn't find anything at all. So I was just hoping that someone could maybe shed me some light on it or help me out, point me in the right direction. So this is Cushman Pond.
They get testing. They get testing
this
from
is-
the Board of Health.
Right, for swimming. Is what I'm assuming. The people
This is
swim
what they
there. I
wanna
asked
take-
them that, and they didn't even tell me if people swam there or not. So that's what I was assuming, was that they were talking about the weekly testing that happens for Board of Health. They said they also come to Concom for some type of approval. So I put it on there just to see if it jogged anyone's memory. I couldn't find anything in the computers or anything else or more.
I don't remember anything like that from last year.
I don't remember.
Cool.
No, me neither.
I was going crazy going through it, but maybe they realized it was the wrong commission. It was Board of Health they get a variance from, or I don't know.
Well, is this not where they were looking to remove weeds with a diver?
That was comment.
Yeah, I remember comment on that. I don't remember Pinecrest.
Yeah. It seems like I read that a little while ago, and it was down in Pinecrest. They got the, what weed is that? Very common invasive weed that's coming into lakes. And they were gonna have a boat with a suction tube and a diver pulling them out by the roots. Which,
I remember that. That was,
you know,
correct.
I seem like we got that on an email a couple months or two ago. Now I don't have my phone out. Maybe I could look that up.
Sure. Let me go through mine too.
Yeah, the only one I remember is
serves
Com.
Yeah, because Ed Blanchard came to talk about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, I know that.
Like a hearing for it, like a full blown out hearing for that, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I think Ed's was, what, a year ago?
Milfoil. Yep. June 2019.
Okay, yeah. Request for administrative approval on 5/29. Requesting a hearing, asking the board to approve, of the pond treatment. Right, he's requesting a hearing to treat the pond by surgically removing weeds. And I didn't see any attachment, and I asked to resend the attachment.
Okay.
So anyway, I think pretty sure it was the same weed was at Common Pond, and they were going to have a diver in that boat. They wanted to have a hearing and go ahead and get that stuff removed before it gets any worse. So we'll have to get a hearing going
Sure.
next meeting. Did you find that, Mallory?
I'm not finding it in my emails, but my internet is being very spotty on the other laptop right now, so I think it's because we probably have a couple devices going in the house right now.
So yeah, Bill Holman sent it to you on May 12th, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, May 12th.
What kind of hearing would that be? Do you have to go out and do a sidewalk or? Is there?
I know it's the public hearing to fool around the water. What is this? What would it be?
Right. Is there a specific form they need to fill out or?
What did Ed Blanchard have to fill out last year?
Probably. Seemed like there was quite a bit of stuff there.
Yeah. So it was, do you remember about when that was last year in the summer or?
June 2019.
Okay. Let's see if I can find the
I
file
don't know,
folder
something
for
like that.
that one and we'll go off that one.
Yeah, it seemed like the DCR had to approve it and all this as
Okay.
well. So you're gonna look, see what you can find on that one?
Yeah, I'll go in tomorrow through the Concom file, see if I can find something from that meeting that will point me in the right direction.
All right. So, looks like, yeah, so I don't know what the attachment was, so maybe he already filled some of that stuff out for you.
Sure.
Yeah, 2 people already made a request for administrative approval and sent it to Bill Holmes on the 9th, and then it was sent on to you.
Okay.
All right. If we have, if you run into a problem, let me know, Mallory. Maybe I can discuss with Bill or something.
Yeah, and I can always reach out to
Mhm.
Kim Ross. I'm sure she'll
Yeah.
be able to point me in the right direction too.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like a kind of routine matter.
Yeah, I'm sure. Is that something that will have to be reviewed for Comet Pond as well every year, or is that just like a one-time thing, or is it good for forever, or?
I would think it's one of if the problem comes back, which it probably will, milfoil, they'll request another eradication.
Okay.
They weren't treating. I think they were just mechanically removing it at Common Pond too. They weren't like dosing the whole lake up with herbicides or anything.
Okie dokie.
Is there any other new business or mail or procedures or business or whatever that anyone wants to talk about?
Just one quick thing. So building department is it's not really gonna affect you, but building department is moving towards online permitting. So we're not gonna be doing any more paper permitting. So for approvals for like new builds and stuff like that, there's usually a signature spot, and I'm not sure if Kelly would go around and grab the signature from the Conservation Commission or however we would work that. But what's going to happen is there'll be a click off button that we will all get an email when it's ready for Concom approval. And one of us will just have to click it off and saying, yes, they had a hearing and it's good to go. No, they didn't have a hearing. So we'll all be notified by email now too. So we'll all get kind of an idea when there's new builds and stuff happening. And we'll be able to communicate throughout all the different boards in town. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, if there's no other new additional new business, I entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion.
All right, and Tom seconded it. All in favor? Aye.
Right.
Aye.
Thank you all for joining us.